Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I have the most arduous task of keeping you awake, assuming this is the post-lunch session and you've had good lunch and you're comfortable. But I'll try my best. Warehousing and logistics tends to be a boring subject per se, unless you're a student or you're a practitioner. So I'll try and keep you engaged. Will not just have rhetoric about what we do as Jumbo, or I'm trying to put some new ideas, how technology can help, and in the end we'll also see a warehouse automation video. So let's begin. A few words about Jumbo. Jumbo is a 40-year-old company, and Jumbo Logistics is an independent company. We've been serving Jumbo as well as some other customers for almost 40 years. We have very large facilities, almost 190 skilled manpower. We run a state-of-the-art warehouse management system as well as ERP, and almost 300,000 square feet plus space in Kuwait, Qatar, Bahrain, Oman and UAE. Again, this is our people, our machines, the Abu Dhabi warehouse. Some of our partners, we are sole distributors for Sony. We are the largest mobile phone distributor, non-Samsung, non-Apple. So about 50 brands that we distribute. We have a temperature controlled warehouse, we have a normal warehouse, high security area. With the help of technology, the WMS that we use, our inventory accuracy is almost 99.85%, which is quite phenomenal, because earlier we used to have losses of hundreds of thousands of dirhams because of inventory accuracy, which has since gone up after using the WMS. So inventory visibility is there, real-time inventory visibility, 100% accurate, put away, picking, everything gets scanned while coming in and going out. We have Wi-Fi enabled devices, wireless devices, we have Wi-Fi hotspots all over the warehouse. So everybody is in touch in real time with the warehouse management system. 43 owned vehicles, we do almost 40 milk runs, we touch base with 500 to 800 customers every day, and all our vehicles are GPS fitted, as you can see in the second picture. The green dots are our trucks all over UAE. So to sum up, on-time delivery performance of 99.53%, extremely fast picking, very high inventory accuracy, minimal shrinkage. We do a lot of value-added services like kitting bundling. When you go to the Jitex and buy one get one free mobile phones, they are kitted by us. We do the shrink wrapping. We were SCATA winner supply chain of the year 2013. These are some of the pictures of the awards. So we'll move on to the topic of the day. What are the new things that are happening in the warehousing space? I'll try and capture a few technologies. Warehouse management has become a very basic topic, which I think almost everybody knows. Warehouse management basically enables us to track the inventory throughout the warehouse. The traceability is 100%, the accuracy is there, your picking is much faster, your order fulfillment is much faster. So all these things warehouse management system enables. But to add on that, we could have a pick to voice, warehouse management system, whereby, a lot of times we are picking apparels or we are picking in eaches, and small items, like headphones and accessories, you have to pick not in boxes or pallets, but eaches. So there you need to have both your hands free. Otherwise, if you're holding a device in your hand and scanning locations and scanning SKUs, then it becomes a challenge because your speed slows down. Here, you could carry a trolley or a bag or a, shoulder bag. You could keep on picking items, keeping it there, and you could move on. So you're wearing a headphone with a microphone. The voice of the WMS or the pick by voice management system guides you where to go, what to pick up, how much quantity, and it asks you for a confirmation so that it knows that you're picking the right item. So there's a check digit out of the barcode. of the SKU, you have to read the last 4 digits. From the location where you're picking, you have to read the last 4 digits. So it makes sure that you're not making an error by picking the wrong item or by picking from the wrong location. So basically it improves productivity in places where, especially apparel and e-commerce, where every single item goes to a different customer. So it's not very suitable for B2B, where you are inverting in pallets and the outbound is in pallets and cases where large quantities are being sent. Another technology which has come in is pick to light warehouse management system, whereby the lights are fixed on each racks and each pallet position generally has only one SKU. Now that SKU, if you have a say racking system, then maybe the light will start blinking at one location. So that you have to go there and you have to pick that many locations and you have to confirm that yes, I have picked up from that location, say location 1 and 2, item 1 and 2. That again is hands-free system, so you are much faster. Very similar to pick by voice, but the accuracy is a notch below pick by voice, not as high as the other system. Another system that we are using in warehousing is RFID, radio frequency identification tags. Something like a SALIC tag, which everybody knows, can be read from a distance. There can be an active RFID, which means it transmits signal on its own. It has a battery, and it could be fixed on a container. You could track a container. You can track, say, very costly SKUs like watches, jewelry, and it basically enables better inventory management, because maybe in a small 10 by 10 jewelry store, you could have 30,000 SKUs. Now, it's a costly item, jewelry, gold, diamonds. How do you count it every day? So you use RFID. Every item is tagged. You have a RFID reader. You just have to, circulate it like this, and it will count within a radius of, say, whatever radius you decide, 10 meters, 20 meters, 50 meters. It will read the number of SKUs available and it will give you an inventory count. So people who spend hours while closing their stores can do it in a matter of couple of minutes. So your time is not wasted, your inventory accuracy is very high. The RFID tags used to be very costly, but American tags are as cheap as 10 cents now, and the Chinese tags are less than 1 cent. So the technology cost of implementation is also falling. You have local software developers in UAE, as well as a lot of them in India, who could write efficient softwares. You don't have to buy very costly softwares from abroad. So it's easily available, but not so much in vogue. It's also used for maybe tracking your child, an infant in the house. Also, jokingly people say that wives can track their husbands where you are. You may be saying I'm working in office while you may be in a pub. So multiple users. Grocery chains use it. You could have, say, 100 items in your grocery trolley, and you just drive through a reader gate, and by the time you reach the teller, your bill is out and you just pay and move out. So every item need not be scanned. Google on YouTube, there are a lot of videos available on robotics. So in a typical scenario where maybe you're an e-commerce player like a Flipkart or an Amazon, and maybe you're picking, say, 2 million items in a day, and your pick rate is required to be some 5,000 per hour. Now, under any given circumstances, it is not possible to do it manually. You have to have some kind of automation where the picking and sorting is automated, as far as possible, and instead of man to goods, it is goods to man system, where the robotics helps you bring the goods to the person, and it saves a lot on labor, it saves a lot of speed, and basically where you need very high rate of picking, it is somehow in some of these circumstances just not possible to do it manually. So robotics are called bots. They move on either predefined pathways, I can tell you some names like Grey Orange. There's a company called Swisslog. It's a Swiss company who make these. And there's a company called Gorenia in Europe. Those who are familiar with warehousing will know this term ASRS. So it's a very highly automated ASRS where the bot will go, lift your pallet or goods and bring it to the picker. The picker will pick 1 or 2 or 5 items, whatever is required. So you are not walking to 5 places. Your time is not wasted in going to say 50 or 500 places. And the goods are available to you and you just doing pick. And even the sorting, once you put the label, even the sorting, depending on whether it has to go to the north, south, or whichever city, the sortation will happen automatically. It will go to that particular bay where that particular truck is located. So the automatic picking is there, automatic sortation is there. The accuracy level is almost 99.9%. If you have picked the wrong item, the label is stuck. Suppose I bought an iPhone from Amazon and iPhone say black 64 GB and I picked up an iPhone white. Still I put a sticker in the name of the customer saying that no, this is the right product. What happens is that the sorting system scans the product barcode as well as the sticker which you have stuck, which has the entire history of the order. The order placed by this customer for iPhone black 64 GB, but this is iPhone white 64 GB. So that product will never get dispatched. It will go on a tertiary pathway where it goes for sort of repicking and it goes to the original destination. So all those kind of things are possible in a normal warehouse. You are sitting on a say forklift or a reach truck and the warehouse is 20 meter high. You are going to that high. Imagine it cannot be a very high speed operation. It's very slow. Bring down the pallet, then you pick one dress, or if you are in an apparel system, then you'll have several levels of mezzanines and each of the product is hanging on a say hanger and you have to pick it up. So all this process makes it very slow. So these robotics make it possible for you to pick. In Dubai we have seen examples of a lot of companies. I can quote one example of Dubai Duty Free. I don't know if someone has seen it. They have a system, say a picking station, and there's a huge place where totes are kept, and these totes are like boxes, plastic boxes, say a meter by meter, and automatically when you have to pick something, automatically these boxes are queued up from their storage locations. The warehouse management system triggers a picking order. The box is picked. The picker does not know what he has to pick till the box comes in front of him. So when the box comes and scans, it says, okay, pick up 2 boxes of, Hugo Boss perfume and 2 boxes of cigarette. So he will pick those and put them in the out tray, which goes in a different direction, and the original tote returns to the storage location. So here you see picking is so efficient. In Dubai Duty Free also, they are picking millions of SKUs. So it's not possible actually to do all these things manually. And in another case where you have large SKUs, these bots can go walk to a location, the pallet can be brought down automatically and can be brought to the picking station, whereby even if you have to pick large orders of say 500 phones, 1,000 phones, you can pick it from the pallet. So all kind of solutions are available for automation, and we'll see how software and Internet of Things can help us create a state-of-art warehousing system. So there are apps available which you can connect with the desired hardware, and you could control your warehouse and wherever you are for access control, whether who's coming. If someone is jumping a fence, you'll know. If someone is breaking a door, you'll know the moment. And you need not be in front of the warehouse. You could be anywhere in the world. You could set alerts and the alerts will come to you. Especially in warehouses where you're storing chemicals, you could have sensors. If a liquid spills, an oil spills or an acid spills, you'll get an alert. Especially in terms of products which have high radiation levels, you could have alerts for them. And same in the case of explosives and gases, you could have sensors which can detect a leak, and then with the help of this software and an app on your mobile phone, give you an alert. In retail especially, you can monitor the movement of goods every time something is sold. Automatically the app goes to the manager and says that, hey, look, you're running short of TVs, or you're running short of mobile phones, or you're running short of cameras, so you need to do it. Payments can be enabled with the help of these things. And in a lot of circumstances across the world, we've seen that actually, for large SKUs, the warehouse itself becomes the retailing place, Especially all of you have seen IKEA. So what is IKEA? IKEA is actually a warehouse from where you buy. It's not a retail shop as in, you're going to a Jumbo to buy a TV or this thing. And, you have shopping applications which link the inventory movement, the people movement. You can monitor people where they are moving, what they are buying more. If somebody bought a mobile phone, will he buy a headphone? All these kind of things can be linked so that, you can place these products together strategically in a retail store where the sale is enhanced. The customer doesn't have to look around for some complementary products which he wants to buy. Same way, fast moving items automatically in our warehouse management system, it triggers a ABC management movement. So A category items are moved to the lower levels, easy to pick, faster to pick. In logistics, these various apps are available by which you don't have to go to your table, sitting on a computer trying to enter the product inverting. The product inverting can happen through an iPhone. The quality parameters you can check and enter. You can decide the item location where it goes for storage, and whatever, if it's a large SKU, does it go to a racking position or a shelving position, or does it go to a bulk storage area? You could track your fleet with the help of GPS. All my trucks have GPS fitted with them. I have a GPS app. I can track at any given point in time with the help of my mobile phone app where any truck is, at what speed he is running, whether his engine is idling, is he overspeeding, whether the engine is on or off, is there any problem with the vehicle. All these things I can track just with the help of an app on this thing. Then a lot of industrial controls are available, machine to machine applications for control of things like, in a warehouse you may be printing labels, Arabic labels, price labels, expiry date labels, all these things can be controlled. The internal air temperature is a very normal thing. Today when I reach home, I have an app on my phone which switches on the air conditioner, say about whatever time I want, 10 minutes, 15 minutes before I reach my house. Same way in a warehouse environment, you can control the entire temperature. Some places where you have, you are storing certain chemicals or, something which gives out a foul odor or a vapor, you can monitor the air quality with the help of sensors, and, all these things are possible. Vehicle auto diagnosis, we know that, so many times, your car can tell you whether your brake pads are worn out or your tire is low pressure. Same way, I'll give you an example of a Mercedes truck where it can auto-diagnose and even tell you where to go and tell the service center what part is required so that the part can be shipped and made available. With the help of apps, you can check if you are especially in a cold chain, is there some leakage of temperature, is there some leakage of cold air, or if in a warehouse for say meat you are using a lot of water, you can detect water leakages, you can remotely control appliances which control temperature, like in a cold chain warehouse you can entirely control the temperature of the warehouse with the app sitting in your home. You don't have to be present in the warehouse. Intrusion detection systems are there, in high security warehouses, if there's an intrusion, and especially in the art world, warehousing itself is an art, how to preserve a $1 billion painting, the air quality is monitored and intrusion, everything is monitored in those kind of places. It's very useful. I'll just run through quickly and hope that you are able to read. We just have 5 minutes left and I was told that I have to give 5 minutes for question and answer session also. But anybody at any point in time, please, if you have questions, you can ask them now. So how does the impact of internet and technology has IoT over supply chain and logistics? You can track your raw materials and finished goods end to end. You can make a lot of decisions based on apps. If your app tells you that, look, certain supplier has failed, it will automatically find you alternate suppliers and tell you where to go. Supply chain planning is being enabled with the help of apps. Supply chain sourcing is being enabled with the help of apps. If the supplier's assembly line of certain product, if you're a car manufacturer and your alternators are coming from Bosch, and if Bosch has any problem, automatically you can have a link to the system whereby you are alerted that, look, they are not able to manufacture their alternators, so you can't make your cars, so you have to look for alternate sourcing. Warehousing, again, it can be totally wired, and you can have sensors monitoring, say, energy consumption or whatever, robotics, managing the picking and put away. If you are in a supply chain where you also do some kind of manufacturing or value add, a lot of supply chain activity related to manufacturing, like, assembling, things like assembling a laptop, where you are just screwing up 5 components like hard disk, motherboard, and the outer chassis of a laptop together, they happen in a warehouse. So all these things can be automated and controlled. Food processing, we are using a lot of apps nowadays. Logistics, again, visibility of items is provided from the manufacturer to the retailer, or as we say in the food chain, from farm to the fork. You can manage the stocks in a warehouse and a distribution center. In transit visibility is possible with the help of GPS and RFID, we already discussed. A very interesting fact, Food and Agriculture Organization has said that 1/3 of the food perishes in transit every year. What a great waste. All this can be controlled with the help of temperature stability, and you can monitor remotely all these things. This was the app I was talking about, that the truck has a SIM card or a GPS, which relays to the nearest service center that, look, this truck is coming with a worn out belt, and if that service center does not have a belt, then automatically it orders a belt from the DC, and say you are 200 kilometers away from that service center, and it estimates that you will reach in 4 hours. In that 4 hours, it ensures that the belt is dispatched through some courier, and it is received before you reach there, and the truck tells you that your belt is in transit, there's something wrong with your belt, and you need to go to this nearest service center, which is 200 kilometers away. And this technology is already up and running. It's nothing futuristic, but an existing technology as of now. So the biggest challenge is that we are also present online, and e-commerce has sort of disturbed the entire way we used to work, and it's a sort of disruption, a happy disruption, that people do not take everything for granted. And when we launched our e-commerce website, we searched everywhere, and we found all our competitors were offering deliveries in 3 to 7 days. I am selling the same mobile which Sharaf Digi sells, which Soup.com sells, which Jado Pado sells, which anybody else is selling. Why would you buy from me? So we said, okay, logistics could be the only differentiator between us and the biggest competitor that we have. And they still offer 3 to 7 days delivery. We offered 24-hour delivery anywhere in UAE. That was a very big USP. Today we are doing very well. We also have a click and collect option, which means we are not just e-commerce company, pure e-commerce. We have brick and mortar store as well. So which means if your office is in T-Com or somewhere nearby in Internet City, you could order online, and on your way back, if you don't want to wait for the delivery to come next day, go and collect your goods. When the new PlayStation was launched, people who booked and paid online did not have a queue, whereas the people who wanted to pay cash, there were 100 people in the queue. So all these things are possible, which earlier we would never thought, that anything is given, are still our biggest competitor still offers 3 to 7 days delivery. So imagine, it's your wife's birthday and you forgot and you have to, gift her the flowers and the iPhone which, she wanted. And imagine, you cannot wait 3 days, you'll die. So all those kind of things are there. Same way in inbound also, the number of SKUs has exploded because of, again, e-commerce, You're not just selling, say, 1,000 iPhones to, say, Carrefour and 1,000 iPhones to Lulu. You have 1,000 people asking for 1,000, iPhones. And everybody wants a different configuration, a different color. There's a memory variant. We are distributing about 10 odd mobility brands. We have the largest distribution reach for mobiles in UAE. And you won't believe it, every brand has some 15, 17 SKUs, and they have memory variants, they have color variants, they have so many kind of variants. So while you are inverting, you may end up inverting a pink color in black and a black in white, and so all those errors are there, that the number of variants have exploded. So you have to be very careful. Plus, a lot of things are like a flow through, You just have to invert on the spot and it goes out. You don't have the time for put away. Anybody else has any question? I hope I at least partially answered your question.
Unfortunately, we have to wrap up at this point.
E-commerce is disrupting everything. It's disrupting the way you used to work. You may think that I don't have money to invest in robotics, but today, a company like Flipkart in India or say Amazon in US cannot exist. The question is not of if, but when. You have to invest, you cannot get away with it, or you can be left behind, because the internet is exploding, you get so many orders, you have to fulfill them, otherwise you will die. There's somebody else who will implement it and you will be out of business.
Thank you very much, Shailen. We have
Thank you
to
so
wrap
much.
up,
Really
unfortunately.
appreciate your
Round of applause for
patience
Shailen.
and your time.